Why have I named this week The Fall? The reason is because when we start our journey on becoming aware of our breath, we will fall many times. And really, I want you to recognize that the fall is a really large part of the journey. Just like Jesus needed to fall 3 times before he was able to get to his crucifixion, similarly, we will fall many times before we get to a point where we are able to genuinely become aware of our breath. Is this expected? Absolutely. But hopefully you will gain solace in the fact that this is part of the process. Just like Jesus met Mother Mary, Simeon, Veronica, when he fell, similarly, every time we fall, we're going to be aware of our breath in a different light. We will become aware of the fact that we were unaware of our breath when we were fighting with our spouse, when we were listening to our children scream at us. We suddenly realized we were unaware of our breath. And so every time we recognize we are unaware of our breath, it's perfectly fine. We get back up and we continue to become aware of how we're breathing. And so in this week, I just want you to focus on becoming aware of your breath. This is a huge step. So you might think, oh, that's not difficult at all. I'm aware of my breath right now. Well, this might be a lot harder than you think. And if you think of the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius, he actually begins with saying that the first step is awareness. Awareness leads to understanding, and understanding then leads to us being able to either accept when we know that it is truly from God or reject when we know it's not from God. And so just recognizing that awareness is the first step, even in the spiritual exercises, should give you an idea of how big this step is. Okay, so awareness. All you have to do this week is to become aware of your breath. Now you can say, Shereen, that was really simple. It only took me about 2 or 3 days, and I became pretty aware of my breath. I became aware of how I'm breathing, and that was quite easy, and I was able to do it in 2 or 3 days. Well, if that is the case, then I want you to become aware of your breath while you're doing different activities, while you're watching TV, while you're listening to people talk, while you're reading a book. Once in a while, I want you to become aware of how you're breathing. Now, you could say that that was easy. I was able to do that within the next 2 or 3 days. Well, if that is the case, then I want you to also become aware of how you're breathing even when you're talking. Now, believe me when I tell you that this is going to be a very hard step. So if you aren't able to do either mini step 1 or mini step 2, which was becoming aware of your breath even when you're just sitting and watching TV or just sitting in silence, or you could even set an alarm every hour on the hour to just become aware of your breath. Even if you landed on that level, you're doing great.